everyone! Your favorite Fox Spirit VTuber Moonstar is back with something special for everyone waiting for Etheria Restart Global Launch. Today I'm bringing you the absolute, definitive and still undeniably the only beginner's guide you will ever need for Etheria Restart version 2 following the massive global launch update. Whether you're downloading the game for the first time or you've been waiting since the beta, this guide will transform your early game experience completely and set you up for mid to late game. We're covering the optimal rerolling targets, the freshly updated tier list with all the recent buffs and nerfs, team building strategies, and the most efficient resource management technique that will put you weeks ahead of other players. So grab your notepads because this guide is packed full with game-changing information you won't want to miss. Let's dive right in. We're going to kick things off with the absolute most critical decision that will shape your entire Etheria Restart journey, the reroll strategy. But first, a quick question for everyone. Are you playing for the meta dominance? Or are you a fellow waifu or husbando appreciator? If you're in the later camp, your options are right here. My personal shoutout goes to Xiada. Why? Foxgirls. Enough said. Oh, you want more? Okay then. It has been scientifically proven that foxgirls are 10 times cuter, 20% stronger, and can enrich, prolong, and make your life a whole lot happier. And that's a fact. If you're also a supporter of Team Foxgirls are better, smash that like button and sound off in the comments. This PSA was brought to you by fox lovers everywhere. Now, back to our regular scheduled guide video. This is the most optimized approach that will save you tons of time. Step 1. Speed through the prologue using the skip button, top right corner. Step 2. Blitz through chapter 1 to unlock your mailbox. Step 3. Claim everything, pre-registration rewards, launch celebration gifts, and of course, don't forget the special code Etheria0605 for 10 extra pulls. The code will also be in the description below for you to copy-paste it. When done correctly, you should have approximately 65 pulls to use. But before we jump into specific characters' recommendations, let's first break down the banner strategy that will maximize your chances of starting with the Dream Team. Etheria Restart features 4 distinct banner types, plus the beginner banner, each with its specific strategic value. Standard RGB banner contains all the RGB characters, plus a small chance at light and dark units. Targeted or selector banner, the beginner banner that guarantees your chosen SSR within 40 pulls, which is half of the PT now, that the PT has been chopped from 100 to 80. Limited banner that features time-limited characters, which currently is Freya. Light Judgment, which features time-limited light characters, which currently is Messiah, and the Apex banner, which features the rare and powerful light and dark units. Now, here's the reroll tip that not many guides will tell you. Start with the standard RGB banner. Why, you might ask? Well, here's exactly why. You can potentially pull both RGB and light or dark characters. The selector banner isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and you will always be guaranteed your chosen character within 40 pulls. You generally want to leave the selector banner for last, so you can pick up what your team is missing, instead of ending up with 2 DPS and no supports, or far worse, 2 supports and no DPS. You might even get lucky and pull the limited character or the target character you wanted from the standard banner anyway. Or heck, you can even get luckier and get both of them in the single pull. The biggest mistake I see new players make is rushing to use their selector banner first. Many beta players, including myself, learned this lesson the hard way, when they selected a character and then immediately pulled their duplicate from the standard banner. Talk about a waste. Also, remember that you will get a free random SSR After completing the second part of the daily missions on day 14, the optimal banner pull sequence would be the following. First priority, standard RGB banner. Use your initial pulls here. Second priority, limited banner if you didn't get Freya from the standard banner and you still want her. Third priority, selector banner after you know which character you are still missing. Final priority, Apex banner, but that's only for the whales or for those insanely lucky or those that think they are insanely lucky. Follow this sequence and you will max out your chances of starting with a multiple SSRs instead of just one guaranteed character. And now for the part you've all been waiting for. The comprehensive tier list reflecting all the latest information from the global launch patch. This is based on the latest available information, but remember that once the game launches, we'll still need to test these characters to confirm their exact positions in the meta. S tier. These are your highly recommended top impact choices for a fantastic start. Doki Doki, constant element, an absolute powerhouse supporter who brings incredible utility with her party-wide buffs and unique ability to enhance your entire team's performance. Her skills and effectiveness make her an absolute must-have for any serious team composition. She's already insanely strong in the meta. Lily, Disorder, aka Dark Element. Lily still remains the queen of support, with her party-wide speed up buff and game-changing Twin Trick ability that boosts allies' turn meter, provides critical damage buff, and enables assist attacks. As a Dark Element character, she avoids elemental disadvantage except for constant aka Light Element, making her universally variable across all content types. Heinrich, Disorder aka Dark Element, still the undisputed king of debuffs and dispels. Heinrich's ability to remove enemy buffs and apply wound and buff block, preventing healing and buffs, remains unmatched. His unique debuff that increases damage taken from critical hits makes him essential for high difficulty content and boss fights. Mio, constant Light Element, the newly released character who quickly became the biggest control specialist with her freeze and turn meter manipulation abilities. Her dual purpose S3 provides speed up buff to allies while stealing enemy turn meter, creating a massive tempo advantage. Combined with her AoE freeze potential, she remains the top pick for both PvE and PvP challenges. Veronica, Risen Element. According to the latest patch notes, Veronica has received adjustments to her debuff application rates and damage scaling. If these changes are as significant as they appear, she could be transformed from a decent pick to an absolute powerhouse. Her ability to not only provide shields for her and her allies, providing Soul Ward, which is essentially immortality, but also stealing the target's buffs and giving them to her allies, while dealing significant damage, would make her incredibly versatile in both PvE and PvP content. Kloss, Hollow Element. The patch notes suggest that Kloss has been significantly improved. If the changes work as described, her debuff kit would be more reliable. She'd be particularly effective against boss content where her debuffs can make a dramatic difference in your team's survival and damage output. Rahu, Hollow Element. Based on the latest information, Rahu has received improvements that could solidify his position as one of the premier DPS bruisers in the game. His ability to provide defense break and defense buff while maintaining excellent personal damage output would make him an incredibly flexible unit that fits into almost any team composition. Tiamat, How the Mighty Have Fallen. While the patch notes indicate that Tiamat received some adjustment that might have slightly reduced her self-healing and shield values, she likely remains an incredibly strong option for beginners. Her HP scaling damage, versatile kit with shields, healing, and overall durability should still make her one of the most forgiving and effective characters for new players. She might be trending toward the low S, high A tier now, but we'll need to confirm her exact position in the meta after the launch. Xiada, Reason Element. Well. Looks like even the developers couldn't resist Xiada's foxy charms. Our favorite Foxgirl appears to have received some adjustment to her damage scaling and skill effects, potentially pushing her from mid A tier into low S tier territory. As I always said, Foxgirl are just better. It's science, man. And now, I even have the numbers finally backing me up. With her enhanced damage output, she's definitely worth considering for your main team. Further testing, however, after the launch, will determine if she really deserves a permanent spot in S tier. But I'm already convinced. A tier. These are strong alternatives if the S tiers doesn't suit your playstyle or available. Rosa, Odd Element. Rosa appears to have seen minor adjustments in the patch notes that might slightly reduce her turn meter manipulation capabilities, but she should remain an excellent DPS option. Her mix of single target and AoE damage, combined with her ability to buff the team crit rate, still makes her a valuable addition to many teams' compositions. She works particularly well with characters who benefit from critical hit synergies. Lilith, Hollow Element. Lilith continues to be an excellent HP scaling damage dealer with great control elements. Her ability to gain extra turns and deal significant damage makes her particularly effective for players who prefer an aggressive playstyle. She's especially valuable in content where her control effects can shine. Helkid, Reason Element. A reliable early game carry who brings a powerful combination of AoE damage, shielding, and immunity effects. Helkid provides both an offensive punch and team protection, making him a well-rounded option that performs constantly across various game modes. Freya, Hollow Element. The first limited banner character brings excellent support capabilities with her cleanse and team-wide buffs. She synergizes particularly well with HP scaling characters like Tiamat, making her even more effective. Her versatility allows her to fit into many different team compositions. Lengro, Odd Element. An outstanding support with healing and buff capabilities that work in almost any team. Lengro's ability to keep your team alive while enhancing their offensive potential makes her particularly valuable for players who want to ensure their team's survivability without sacrificing damage output. Also, keep in mind that you will be getting her for free after 7 days. SR characters worth building. Even if your SSR luck isn't great, these SR characters can absolutely carry their own weight. Sanya, one of the best healers in the game, regardless of rarity. Until you get Lily or Lingro fully built, Sanya will be your go-to support for keeping your team healthy. Toranda provides excellent utility and team support across various content types. Her kit is surprisingly complete for an SR character. Marvel specializes in debuffing enemies and offers solid utility that can help your team control difficult encounters. Victor, a strong single target damage dealer who particularly shines in boss fights where focus damage is crucial. Dorothy, a reliable support option if you haven't pulled the top tier supports yet. She can fill the gap effectively until you upgrade your roster. She also is the first unit that you will receive for free. Now that you know who to aim for, let's explore some amazing team compositions that will carry you through the early game and beyond. I've crafted these teams based on character synergies and the latest information available. Team 1. The Immortal Vanguard. Tiamat as the main DPS and tank, Freya or Lily as the support buffer, Sanya as the healer, and Leon as the secondary DPS. This team is practically unkillable while still dealing impressive damage. Tiamat's HP scaling damage combined with Sanya's buffs, which provides an additional 32% HP to Tiamat, creates a monstrous damage output. Even with the nerf, the buffs and assists from Lily ensures your team attacks as hard and as often as possible, while Freya provides additional damage increase and more turn manipulation. This composition excels in content where survivability is key. Team 2, the Control Commanders. Heinrich, Debuffer and Dispeller, Mio or Doki Doki as the Control Support Unit, Xiada or Rosa as the main DPS, and Leon as the secondary DPS. This team dominates through overwhelming control and debuffs. Heinrich strips the enemy's buffs and applies powerful debuffs, while Mio or Doki Doki controls the battlefield through turn manipulation and freezes. Xiada or Rosa delivers the damage, benefiting from all the debuffs and control effects. This team excels at locking down enemies and preventing them from ever getting a chance to act. Team 3, the Whale team. Lily, support buffer, Heinrich, debuffer dispeller, Veronica or Kloss, DPS debuffer, Rahu, secondary debuffer or DPS. This is the dream team if you're fortunate enough to pull multiple top tier characters. This combination of Lily's buffs, Heinrich's debuffs, and the raw power of Veronica creates an unstoppable force. Rahu rounds out the team with additional support and damage. This composition probably can handle any content in the game with ease. Team 4, the Underdog Champions, aka the budget team. Leon, main DPS, Sanya, SR healer, Turandot, SR support, Victor, SR single target DPS. Don't have SSR luck? No problem. This team of mostly SR characters, the only SSR character being Leon, who is the free character everyone gets, can still clear early and mid-game content effectively. Focus on upgrading Leon first as your main damage dealer, then gradually improve the rest of the team as resources allow it. This composition proves that strategy and proper investment can overcome rarity limitations, and money of course. The key to team building isn't just collecting the highest rated characters, it's about creating synergies that amplify each character's strengths while covering their weaknesses. Got your killer SSR? And finished setting up your first team? Great, now let's master your first few days. The key to success is focused effort plus smart resource and stamina management. Get this right and mid-game is going to be a breeze. But theory is one thing. Knowing exactly how and where to spend your resources is another. So to give you that edge, I've built a clear step-by-step guide for mastering two essential early systems: resource management and gear upgrading. Let's first start with the resource management. Step 1. Your absolute first priority is reaching player level 6 and completing chapter 4 of the story. This will unlock essential features like Grim Pursuit, your share farming ground, investigation, XP cards farming ground, unions aka guilds, threshold, your primary guild resource. You probably won't need to pop any stamina refills, but if you're close to leveling and you run out of stamina, don't be afraid to pop one, it will be worth it in the long run. Step 2. Character development focus. Once the key features are unlocked, it's time to build your core team. Identify your main damage dealer from your rerolls, funnel most experience, prowess materials, and the best gear to them first. But remember that Leon needs some investment too for certain missions in the charter. Building one overpowered character is far more effective than having 4 mediocre ones. Once your main carry is solid, Then start developing your supports and secondary DPS. Step 3. Resource optimization. Silver might seem abundant early on, but it becomes scarce quickly. So here's how to manage it effectively. Be extremely selective about your gear upgrades. More on this in the next section. Prioritize upgrades for your core team only. Avoid investing in temporary gear or benchwarming characters. Plan your silver expenditures around daily and weekly missions for maximum efficiency. Step 4. Once you've unlocked Teramaton Normal 2 and above for health and attack sets, and Doki Doki Normal 2 and above for speed and defense gear, shift your stamina allocation. 60% to gear farming in these dungeons, 30% to investigation for XP cards, and 10% for finishing the story progression. Always farm the highest difficulty you can reliably clear, and remember to use the auto repeat features to maximize your time efficiently. By the time you feel your core team is decently geared, you should already hit level 10 and can now continue the story while the auto battle farms for you. Now let's dive into the system that will truly separate the casual players from the dominating ones. Gear optimization. Step 1. Stats over sets. In the beginning, forget about completing set bonuses. Instead, focus on individual pieces with strong main stats for each character's role. For DPS like Leon, prioritize attack percent, crit rate, and crit damage. For HP scalers like Tiamat or Lilith, focus on HP and defense. For supports, speed and HP are your priority stats. A single piece with perfect stats will outperform a complete set of mediocre gear every single time. The only exception would be the speed set in some cases, unless you rolled a god piece like someone else in their first epic 7 days. Even so, look at the rest of your stats and decide if it's worth sacrificing them for speed. Step 2. Gear Evolution Mastery. Not all gear is worth upgrading. Learn how to identify promising pieces. Check the main stat first. Fixed for gloves, chest and boots, evaluate the initial substats, and only keep gear with 2 or more desired substats, especially if they match characters' roles. Test their potential by upgrading it to +6 or +9 first. If substats rolls are good, continue. If not, cut your losses. Never ever upgrade anything below purple and later on red quality. It's a resource trap that many new players fall into. Step 3. Upgrading gear to +12 and especially to +15 is extremely expensive, so be mindful and strict. Reserve the high level upgrades for exceptional gear pieces only. Focus on your main carry's gear first, then the supports. For speed testing, abandon pieces after 1 or 2 bad rolls into unwanted stats. Also, a small tip, keep a few promising pieces for future characters. You're going to thank me for it later. Step 4. Speed prioritization strategy. Speed is the king stat for certain roles. Equip your debuffers, controllers, and opener characters with your best speed gear. For DPS characters that scale with attack, HP, or defense, prioritize their scaling stat over speed. Remember that going first in battle often determines the outcome, especially in PvP. Use your fastest gear on characters whose job is to set up the rest for your team. And there you have it, the absolute definitive guide to dominating the early game in Etheria Restart and setting yourself up for mid-game and even late game. We've covered everything from optimal rerolling targets and the freshly updated character tier list to dream team composition, progression pathways, and advanced gear optimization. Your early game decisions will shape your entire Etheria Restart experience, so use this guide to make informed decisions that will set you up for the long-term success. Focus on building a strong core team, manage your resources wisely, and always prioritize quality over quantity when it comes to your character development and gear. I hope this comprehensive guide has given you everything you need to get the most explosive head start. If you found it helpful, please smash that like button, subscribe for more Etheria Restart content, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on my future guides. Let me know in the comments which characters you're aiming for, or if you have any other questions about the game. I will be making a lot more videos on Etheria Restart, from character profiles, lore, and guides to PvP tier lists and what characters you would want to get started owning people in AI PvP and RTA. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, may your gachapurs be blessed.